Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I had this one job that like wanted to hire me, but it was like selling insurance or something like that. I didn't really like that. And yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just like selling something that's like virtual to me is boring as shit. Like, I do fucking OnlyFans, so it's like I can't tell that to anybody. Obviously, like an employer, I can't tell that to shit. I can't tell that to anybody. But only the deep state will know. But they can't do shit about that. Anyways, that job was like selling some kind of insurance that it's like, yeah, they make a lot of money, but it's boring as shit. Like, it's so boring. And I didn't want, I was just like, yeah, I like the opportunity, but it's so, like, I don't even think I can force myself to do it, I came from the world of, 9 to 5, where you like show up to a physical brick and mortar location, and that's like the whole spiel is you show up to a physical, brick laid fucking building every day, and that's your little quest every day, And I don't know. I don't know if I really like, if I would like doing a type of insurance sales job, because it's like insurance is just overpriced anyways, and none of it really covers anything anyways. So it's like, why would I want to sell something that most people don't even get? Most people can't fucking afford it. So, in my mind, I was just like, why would I want to do that? If I want to get a sales job, because it's different than just using my physical bronze and physicality to earn a paycheck. It's different than that. I probably should have gone that way, but yeah, it's a little different, I feel like, than having to use your body to earn a paycheck, or having to fucking drive to earn a paycheck. It's just, there's different choices. I still really don't know what I want to get, It's a pain in the ass. And I chose the worst fucking time of the year to do it. But it is what it is, I guess. But it's like, man, if I was going to get a sales job or whatever, I'd much rather sell, like, physical products than selling fucking something that's digitized for a job, in my opinion. Better catch it. Better get across. Because I know I'm never going to cross again. Alright, but it's like, yeah, I just, it just sounds too boring to me, To be like, what the fuck? Why the fuck am I doing this shit for a job? Selling something that's probably not gonna fucking actually do anything to anybody. It's super cold that way. I'm gonna go that way anyways. But it's like, I don't know. I want to get this job at like at a shoe store again because that's what I had. I want to try to get this Foot Locker job if I can. Probably shouldn't speak it until it's manifested, but it is what it is. I think it puts power behind it, but I don't know. But it's like, I me personally would much rather like be one-on-one with people because I wouldn't get bored, and I like to talk. I don't mind talking. It's just everybody thinks that because I'm a fucking metalhead and I like metal music, that I'm just gonna be some prehistoric fucking caveman and freak out on people, which it's like, you know, they think that, but it's like, am I actually gonna do that? Probably not. Any person is capable of violence, remind you, all right? Women are capable of violence. Kids are capable of violence. Dogs are capable of fucking violence. Every person you can think of in your little biased fucking brain is capable of fucking violence, okay? So don't fucking come to me with a fucking brick wall with your little billboard saying that I'm the most violent motherfucker you know, because I'm really not. You know, because every person is capable of that. So doesn't matter to me, but most people think that it's like your life and job and opportunities are narrow with the type of person you are. But that's just, I think it's just complete bullshit, and they just don't want to see you win. So yeah. You know, for me, like, I would much rather sell physical products to people and be one-on-one with people in a real job type setting again. Because that's what I'm used to. And I personally, when the lockdown happened, I never liked being, like, behind a fucking computer and just stuck doing that crap. I never really liked that. You know, like for school and shit, I never liked that. And yeah, it's just like, I'd much rather show up to a place than have to do it remotely. So, just me personally, honestly. Go this way. And I don't know. There's a lot of options. It's like the process is like finding the right option, because there's a lot of not good options, and there's some that are good, and the ones that are good are very few in between. So I don't know. It is cold over here. But I've been in full fucking winter gear, fucking full netherite Minecraft armor, so it should be fucking good to go. I need to get more winter gear though, fucking hell. Shit gets cold down here. But they also like blasted us with a bunch of cold the previous day, so whatever. Anyways, you know, it's like for me, like selling stuff online, you know, like there's like a physicality to that, you know, but it's like I put that on there as like something that makes me money while I sleep, you know, like fucking, I don't watch where people are when I say this, but it's like when I do OnlyFans, you know, like I can make money in my sleep from that shit. it doesn't guarantee that someone's gonna buy it, you know, right away, because I'm still building it up. But I think that's hella fucking smart. Most people frown upon it because of the type of thing it is, but when you break down the actual fucking business model of it, it's hella fucking smart. Because you can put your products online and people can just purchase them when they want to. And they know where to go to get it. And if you're a trusted brand, which you are the brand, they're more willing and likely to pay for it. Especially if they like you. If they don't fucking like you, good luck. But if you're a likable person, hella luck, you know? So, yeah. That's just what I'm saying with like online products. You can advertise it everywhere and market it to whoever you don't really get a choice to market it. The algorithm kind of pumps it out where the algorithm can pump it out at. Which is kind of a downside because it's like you only get a certain amount of exposure to the audience that you can acquire, and I think that's why it's like entirely beneficial to do collaborations with other creators, because maybe their algorithm is completely different in how theirs is set up, you know, and you could get a completely different amount of audience from different countries and stuff like that, where you couldn't have otherwise gotten it from, you know, your algorithm, whatever, that's been fucking designed since you've been using the internet. And I think it's almost a cheat code to sit and collaborate with people, because it's like you almost have to have someone else to collaborate with, because it's like everybody has different interests. But it's like, I feel like you could cheat the algorithm in that sense, because then it's confused by a different person that it doesn't recognize. So it would have like a different reaction, a different like push on how, like, however it pushes the content that you're creating together. Because in my opinion, it's entirely algorithm based. It's not really like you develop a following, right? But you have a chance to get new followers and have your content exposed to new followers. But it's like the algorithm is kind of a fucking jackass, where it like limits your reach on certain videos, and then certain videos get throttled and get pushed crazy. Yeah, I don't know if throttle is the right word, but I use throttle for it being either slowed down or sped up for some reason. I don't know why I use that term. But it's like, you know, that's what I think is like, it's just like a little different in that sense. Yeah, I feel like you could trick the algorithms if you're collaborating with people, because then it's a different person that it doesn't recognize, and it's not just you in that video. And also, it's like people tend to like more content that's like with other people, or even both genders, you know, female and male. And it's tough, like my niche, it's tough getting like people to like any of my content, because it's not like super out there. And I would say like the most difficult platform is Instagram, because Instagram has such ultra rules, and they're so strict, and they're so fucking picky and so sensitive on the times that you can post anything, and everything has to be superior quality, or it just like won't get any traction at all. And I don't know, I've been posting on Instagram for a while, but it's like you like, if you have someone that wants to like do naughty shit in your DMs or whatever, and you decide to like, you know, go into that, you know, it fucks up your whole entire algorithm and your whole entire reach, because Instagram will see you, or it'll see that, and their stupid automatic systems detect it, and then they sit and shadow ban your account without warning, which is really fucking irritating. And that's why like a lot of people use the money they get from either work or the money they've made from social media to sit and just push their content with ads. And their content is the ad or whatever, and they pay for it. I don't think there's really a system or whatever. They just pay to have their content pushed on the algorithm. Which, like, in my opinion, isn't really, like, entirely practical. Because you might get a bunch of more followers, right? And a bunch of more people, but it doesn't, like, in my sense, guarantee that you're actually going to get a paying customer. Because most of the people that actually sign up or whatever don't actually buy anything. They're just freeloaders. But when you're starting out, you can't treat any of your fans like slobs or freeloaders or anything negative, because then you're just going to lose fucking fans. But a lot of the people that are super popular treat them like freeloaders, and then they make their page only paid. And so, like, you can't get on their page at all unless you're a paying person, because everything they have is established. Which, I mean, I guess you would want that if you have established fan base and established people that pay consistently and consecutively over and over. But it's a pain in the ass, because it's like, you don't know what people like. It's hard to figure out what people like and what they'll buy, or if they're bored of you they'll get bored of you, and then they'll have phases where they really like you and then they want to spend money on you. So it's not really entirely consistent, but I feel like if you got to a point where you have systems in place and you can match the seasons, and you have people that we work with, and you take it more fucking seriously, you probably could get it to the point where, you're making residual income from it. It probably wouldn't be like, probably could get it to the point where you could live off of it. Especially if you don't live super luxurious right away in your life. But I want to take that money that I earn from it and use it to start investing into other stuff. Like either like gold or silver or physical assets that like increase in value over time, or real estate with some type of real estate with whatever it is that you get, and that real estate will go up in value depending on what it is or whatever. I don't know entirely a fuck ton about real estate, but it doesn't take any fucking knowledge to start. Yeah. Yeah, you get a license for everything, obviously, but for certain things you don't need a typical bullshit ass LLC or your license. For certain things don't require that. But certain things do. So that's something you have to look out for. Yeah. I don't know. For me, I would much rather make my money work for me than having to work for it. because it's kind of fucking ridiculous having to work for fucking money all the time. I mean, believe me, it's a good starting point, but it's not like the end goal in life. I feel like it shouldn't be for everyone, but yeah. I don't know what I would take my money and really like invest into, because there's not really like a whole lot of trustworthy investments, I would say, that you might lose a shit ton on. But a lot of times the guys talk about like things that can actually touch, or things that are actually physical, or like usually the best investments, and things that are like digital or whatever. Like the stock market is usually like a pretty bad one, because you can't predict any of it, and you might lose a lot of fucking money with it. This is just hella boring, but and I haven't ever gotten into gambling either, and doing that, and that's something I always wanted to get into, because that's something you can win quite a bit of fucking money on if you know what you're doing or whatever. Which I haven't spent years researching. I don't know a whole lot about it either, because I haven't had like a whole bunch of time where I'm not being moved around all the fucking time to sit and study it. Because a lot of times I'd much rather do other shit with my life, like go outside or go to the gym or something. But one day I'd like to learn how to do it. And I don't know, I can't really see myself like investing cash into like a physical business unless it was like something for some type of cause, like homelessness or some kind of thing that people need for like researching some kind of stuff. But it's like there's been a lot of fraud, so even that's not even a good investment anymore, because there seems to be a lot of fucking fraud with these types of people nowadays, in the politics sector as well. So it's kind of an interesting world, you know, because it's like you really got to be smart and kind of know everything you're fucking knowing all about it before you make a move on it, because you don't really know everything about it or what it entails. So it's kind of an interesting conversation there, in my opinion. Because that's the thing, is like you can have these things you want to put your money in, but it's like unless it's legitimate and you know where the money's going, it's like I wouldn't even hand a fucking dime to them. You know, most businesses aren't really done alone. Most people have other people working with them to get that business moving. So, which that, like, investing in people is another thing, because finding quality people that want to actually help you is that's also highly difficult. And you gotta find someone that can handle all your changes, you know, when shit happens in your life, and someone that can like go through all your storms and phases and not fucking flake on you or act as if you're a mirror to them, you know, or you're invisible to them, you know. it's important to find people that can like literally be there like all the fucking time, which really is getting into the category of a wife, you know, because that's probably about the only person that like, I mean finding the right one, but it's like that's insanely rare that you find that. And I don't have all the fucking time in the world to want to waste and sit and wait for that to come into my life. But you know, I mean, if you find reliable people that want to help you do that or already do that themselves, you know, that would make it a little easier. Otherwise, I would say it's pretty difficult to do by yourself. When you're starting out, yeah, it's all alone, but like if you can get it to the point where you can put it as systems and have people with you, then it become easier. Yeah, and I see these guys, you know, they're making money off the courses that they're promoting all the time online and shit, and, you know, I just was never one of those guys that could sell someone a fucking digital scam or something that is a course or whatever that someone purchases to learn something how to do it. Yeah. See if I can even get across the road. Probably not. Oh, this video is getting kind of long. I kind of didn't really have a whole lot to say, so I might just end it here. I also have something else that comes up. But yeah.